Shalom Israel, this Captain Azania, all right, from Syracuse. Repping Knock TV. Make sure you check out Knock TV. All his exclusives, all his interviews, whatever he drop. It's One West, it's I.S.U.P.K, it's official, all right? So make sure you stick with Knock. All right, we're doing it heavy, locking it down. All right, and the commander doing YAHANNA for the I.S.U.P.K.
When I move, every time I shit massive. Cash rules of the cruise when it's passive. On the cruise with the bruise and the bad bitch. You gon' lose if I choose to react, bitch. So you gon' lose if I choose to react, bitch. I hate them Glock sounds. No gas at the crib when it pop rounds. It was cold outside, but it's hot now. Niggas murder you convertible to top down. Yeah, we from a hood where it's wicked. And everyday life about power. And niggas be toting them sticks and don't carry with that equal dollar. Nigga, big
alright,
out here trying to get this.
we here in the beautifully downtrodden city of Niagara Falls.
Got the beautiful waterfall.
Shout out to the falls in the background. You know what I mean? So, if I could you tell the people what's your name, where you from?
Absolutely, I am Naalia.
Nigga, don't pull up and drop like us. Ain't no cat when you speak about us. Touch one of us and you will get touched. None of any chumps in the field like us. Him and the dick and I'm ready to clutch. You're an Israelite, but you don't rock like us. Bang on
River, Captain Azania, Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse, New York, Syracuse. The Q's. The Q's, baby. Alright, if you could, sis, could you take us back to elementary, middle school days when you used to rob niggas for their lunch money?
Nah, I wasn't the one robbing the niggas, but I was with the niggas that was doing the robbing, so I guess, you know, guilty by association. But I actually went to Catholic school growing up on the south side. I grew up in the projects. Went from bricks to the Pioneer Homes, then lived south side down the way my whole life. Went to the Catholic school right there in the middle of the hood on Midland and Colvin, St. Anthony's. And, you know, rocked out there. Went to, then everything just went downhill when I got to middle school because I went to public school then. So got with the real niggas. So. Yeah, but, you know, just typical elementary school. So, you know, I was under my older sister who was there, so I always had my protection. So again, I wasn't the one robbing the niggas for the lunch money, but I was with the niggas doing the shit.
So take us through high school. What was it like in high school?
High school was good. You know, I wasn't super popular, but again, you know, my family was who they were. Everybody knew my family, so I just slid in with the crowd that at the time. High school cheerleader for basketball, you know, after school games and things like that. Chilling in the hallway, flirting and playing with the boys. Typical kid shit. So,
right, right. Perfect. All right, so now after high school, you went to college?
I didn't go to college straight out of high school, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I made personally. I should have just went on and did what I had to do, but again, I got caught up in I got a job after high school. Started making my own money. Right. So when you start making your own money, you start calling your own shots. I like that. So I was just like, I ain't going to college because then I got to depend on somebody for my stuff while I'm in school. Right. And I ain't want to do that. So I just worked, did what I had to do so I can come up on my own.
So how you find the truth?
Actually, I was the slavery is so funny. I was trying to get into this job for years. And because my grandmother worked at the company forever. She was on their union board, president, all that stuff. So I had been trying to get in, could never get into this company. Finally got into the company, and I met Azania.
Shout out to Cat.
Yeah, shout out to Cat. And it was just weird because we had lived in the same city our whole life. He knew my family. I never knew he existed. Never heard of the truth. Never heard of I.S.U.P.K. No, nothing. Grew up Christian. It was a time where I actually said I wasn't even gonna be Christian, wasn't even gonna believe in no God because I'm like, it was just too much shit out here going on. Ran into him, you know, the first night at the slavery, the lady who does the training wasn't there that night. So he ended up training me. So we, you know, get to talking and whatever, and he's like, oh, you know, I'm like, my grandmother used to work here. So he's like, who's your grandmother? Told him my grandmother's name. He's like, nah, you know, I know your family, your cousins. Like, he ran down my line. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, all right. So, you know, we flirted a little bit. So then he asked me, you know, what I was into, stuff like that. So, you know, talked, and he was just like, he wanted to teach me. And I, you know, I'm thinking he flirting and shit. So I'm like, all right, you know, like, what you want to teach me, whatever. So he's like, you know, teach you about the Bible and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, you know, at this point, again, because I was still heading in Christianity, but heading to like you know, I don't go to church no more. I'm starting not to believe nothing. So I'm like, let me hear what he got to say. So then he started talking to me more about the Bible and everything. So I'm like, all right. So he's showing me some scriptures about slave ship and coming over on ships and stuff. And I'm like, okay, so you know, he really like telling me stuff I never heard in my life. I'm like, I grew up in church. So, you know, I'm like, but I ain't never heard this stuff before.
Right.
So, you know, he just got to talking more and more. So I came by to school and everything, or I would watch him when he would do his Sabbath classes. Because I was like, you know what, you know, people can say whatever they want to say, but I said, I want to see what he really about.
Right.
So I would tune in to the Sabbath classes that he was doing on Saturdays and rocking with him and listening to him and everything. And from there, it's just been it for the last 3 years. So.
So I know you had some struggles that you had to fight off to come into the truth.
Oh, definitely.
Can you talk about some of that?
Still fighting off some of that, yeah, because I still had that Christian mindset of, you know, of course, every woman with the extra wife or other wives and all of that. So, you know, that was a big thing for me because I'm like, wait a minute now, I don't know about this part, so show me that.
Right.
You know, so, but, you know, a lot of it also had to get to the mindset because, again, like I said, when I started working from a young age, so I had to pick all of that up, throw it out the window. Because I'm like, if I'm in the truth, and I said I was gonna be with this man, I gotta follow this man, I gotta let him lead and do whatever he say. You know, I gotta trust and believe that, you know, he gonna guide me the way the Most High said so.
Right.
So, but you know, it's still, I get that, you know, in my mind a little bit. You know what? You gotta be careful because you don't know, you know, the people in the world still talking to me. You can't just let them niggas, you know, just lead you anyway and blah.
Right.
You know, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. This is my husband. I love this man. He gonna do what he said he gonna do. He gonna provide whatever. All that other shit don't even matter.
Right. Perfect. So. Perfect. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So it was really just the Christianity you was fighting. Yeah.
Yep. That was my biggest thing. Because again, I grew up Christian from the time I was born. You know, baptized in the church and all this. I mean, I went from church to church to church to try to find. It was just like I was still missing something because I'm like, you know, I hear what they're saying, they're repeating everything. No matter what church I'm going to, they're saying the same stuff, but I was still missing something. And I'm like, something not right. Like I can't just be out here going one day to the next and still missing something, longing for something. And it's just like when I came into the truth, it's like that void or whatever it is that I've been searching for was filled.
Can you talk about some of the stuff you saw inside the church?
Yeah, like growing up in the church, you know, it was always this man messing with this man's wife, or just like the collection plate and stuff coming up empty. When, you know, you see that they passing the collection plate 3 or 4 times in one service. Right. So, like, how are we still don't have the money for our building fund?
Shout out to the building fund.
Right, we got building funds and stuff, and I'm like, all these people in the church, we got our collection plate going 3 or 4 times. Where the money going? Something ain't adding up. And then, you know, you got the pastors coming in with the fancy cars and all of this stuff. But we still living in poverty. Our doors falling off our car, tires and shit falling off and everything. But y'all living a lavish life out in the, you know, boonies and everything with the big fancy houses and coming to the city to preach to us. And we still like, well, you telling us to tithe to give our money. Like, I'm still coming up short somewhere. Like, my light's still about to get cut off. So what the hell is going on? Where the money going? And then I can't come to the church to ask for nothing. I come to the church like, you know, I need help with a bill or something, and then I got to go through all of this stuff. Like, I can't get no help. So I'm like, shit, what the fuck is going on with this? Like, why am I here in a place that's not going to help me? If you telling me to do all of these things, I'm doing all this stuff, and then I can't get no help. I was having an issue with a brother before in the world, and went to the pastor of the church, and he just like brushed it off. I'm like, nah, coming to truth, I got an issue, whatever. We go to council, shit get resolved. That's how it is. And we go on about our life. So I'm like, this is how the structure and the order, how it's supposed to be. Everything flowing how it's supposed to be. Life's been a lot smoother. You know, it ain't been no cakewalk. It's not a cakewalk, but definitely a lot smoother than what I was living before. So
let me ask you, what was one of the first heaviest things you heard in the truth, and you was like, damn, I must be in the right spot?
You know, it was a class. I can't remember specifically, because I gotta be honest. When I first started, like we would watch the classes General Muhammad would teach or whatever, and he would say something or whatever, and I just was like, you know what, whatever, get up, walk out. And then it was just like one day, I can't remember the scripture that he pulled out, because I had a issue with being around other sisters a lot too, because I grew up around a bunch of boys. I'm comfortable with men because, you know, I'm like my brothers, my cousins, that's all I ever grew up around. But it was basically about sisterhood and stuff like that, and you know about the oh my God, I can't remember what he brought out. But it was just like from that point on, like I never miss a class now. I never miss a class. And I'm like, you know, I don't care what I'm doing, even if I'm on the road, if I'm working or whatever, I pull that joint up on my phone because I'm not trying to miss nothing. And I told my cousin one day, because she was like, well, you know, what if he decide he gonna do X, Y, and Z or whatever? I'm like, well, if he decided he gonna get up and he gonna lead the truth tomorrow, I ain't going with him. I'm staying in this truth. It is what it is. I'm here for the truth. If he wanna leave, he can leave. Whatever. So I'm like, I'm here for me. I'm like, I'm glad he brought me to it. So I'm like, but now I can sustain on my own if he decided to leave.
So it was really the General Muhammad class that hit bedrock for you.
Yeah, it was
Big shout out General Muhammad.
So I'm like, you know, I never miss a class ever now. I don't care what's going on. Even if I do miss it, I'm going back to watch it because I'm like, I know he done said something that I need to hear. I need to know.
That's heavy, sis.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got anything else you want to tell our 3 subscribers and our 2 followers out there?
Follow NOC TV. That's it. Coming to this truth. Get in here and get this knowledge.
All right, sistering.
All right,
we
brother.
out here.
You know it.
You know what I'm saying? It's Brick City out this joint. I think I'm shivering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's it, man. It's the water, sistering.
Anytime, bro.
Shalom, light in Christ.
Shalom.
We about war, we about war. Don't make my hitters come to your front door. We about war, we about war. Don't make my hitters come to your front door.
Live a life in the war zone, you see it then. War report, Captain Norby, it's a CNN. Can't see it, and body corner, repeat again. Another brother lost, another mother will reap again. It's no limit, bout it like P&M. Master with the craft the master is the teaching them. My brother Drum grabbed the Desi 50 caliber, cause Buddy round the corner got his melon hit by Gallagher. It's too real when it's hot as no chill. Sick and it's so ill, we starve and get no frills. So when we in it,